Hey everyone, it's Jamie from IndependenceStNola and seasonsinritual, and I'm here with my good friend Helen, the Crimson Cadaverous.
Hello.
And we are actually at a new location today. We are still at CR Coffee, but they have opened a new location here in Metairie. The address is 603 Metairie Road.
Yep.
So please come down and see them here in Metairie. It's a cute little shop, same great coffee. Maybe you'll be lucky enough to see these two beautiful faces sitting here as well. Okay, you guys, so we're going to start. This is a big week.
Yes, very big week. I don't want to say the biggest week of our lives, but it kind of feels like it.
Could be.
Yeah? I mean, so far.
So far?
Yeah.
We're entering Aries season.
Yes.
We're entering the spring equinox.
Right. Which means a new astrological year.
Right. We're entering a new lunar cycle.
Yes.
And then we're entering new astrology, basically new astrology.
Yeah, a new period of astrology.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it.
Okay, so let's get into it with Monday. The moon will be in Pisces, which is nice because we are ending Pisces season.
Yes, that's like that last little cleansing, finishing things up.
Yes, and it will be sextiling Uranus, who is still in Taurus.
Yes, and that's actually the only interaction that the moon makes with other planets on this day. So it's almost like the only thing we're focused on is allowing the change to come with ease.
Which I'm here for.
Yes.
I'm here for it. And then the sun will enter Aries, and this is our spring equinox here.
Yes. Beginning of the astrological new year.
Thank God.
Yes.
I mean, I can't just tell you like how relieved I am. Even though like I go through these things, and you and I, we do this every week, we talk all the time, but like when these new beginnings come in, I do feel a relief.
Yes. And this is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, Monday's not the only thing. So we got way more in that whole week. So
okay, so Tuesday.
One thing I wanted to mention about
Monday.
Monday, because we've got this kind of interesting thing going on with Venus right now.
Yes.
Is she is in a triple conjunction with the North Node and with Juno.
Okay.
So the North Node and Venus form a conjunction on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And North Node represents direction we're moving in, our collective destiny. Venus is our value system.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like moving in the direction of what we truly value.
Yes.
And then as we're moving into Tuesday, Venus forms a conjunction with Juno. And Juno's partnerships and commitment.
Yes.
So it's like Venus is our value system, truly committing to what really matters to us.
And Juno and the North Node are still in Taurus.
Yes.
And Venus rules Taurus.
Yes.
So this is really a lot of powerful, divine feminine energy.
Yes.
Starting this new story.
Right.
Or new energy,
Mm-hmm.
as we were talking about in Aries season. Right? Because it starts on Monday, and then which is the equinox. And then it goes into Tuesday.
And again, the fact that it's in Taurus and the fact that it is very powerful feminine energy,
Mm-hmm.
I think is really important because the Taurus energy is fixed, grounded earth energy.
Yep.
So grounding something down, very stable. But also all this feminine energy, it's like a rising.
Yes.
It's like a rising up. So again, going up with the North Node.
Right, with it being in Aries, right? And fire.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
And the self.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like that feminine, that divine feminine within all of us is kind of rising up, but in a very strong, stable way, where it's
Right.
like we're going to recognize it. Venus is in Taurus, so it's like her home sign. She's feeling good there.
Yeah.
And, as that rises up, we have this like beginning energy at the same time between the equinox, the beginning of the astrological year, and then as we're about to talk about, the Aries new moon, so beginning
Right.
of a new lunar cycle.
So Tuesday, as like we move into Tuesday, Venus will be conjunct this Juno, who's also in Taurus, and then
Yes.
Tuesday, the moon will move into Aries,
Yes.
which is immediately following the beginning of Aries season.
Yes.
And this is triggering this new lunar cycle that we're going to get into, which means we're going to have 2 Aries new moons. So this is the
Yes.
first Aries new moon.
First of 2.
So,
This one is like the initiating of the initiating.
yeah, I was going to say.
Because new moons were already initiating things. Aries is the initiator. And this is the first of 2. So it's like we're starting something that we're like we're starting to start something.
Right, and it's also okay to feel like a time of rest,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because it is the dark moon.
It's
Are you
okay
gonna
to not know exactly what we have or what we need to be setting intentions for yet.
Yep.
It's okay to
100%.
take some time to go within and actually figure those out. We don't have to have it all figured out
No, no.
ever, but definitely not now.
And are you going to write on this?
I'm definitely going to, yeah.
Okay, and then I'll do a video on this too. Okay, so on the Wednesday, the 22nd, the moon will still be in Aries, and it'll be conjunct Chiron, Jupiter, and Vesta.
Yes, all in Aries.
Because
so.
because Chiron, Jupiter, and Vesta are still hanging out in Aries.
Yep, for a little while now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I hope you guys are following along and you remember like, oh yeah, this is starting to make sense. Yes, they have been talking
Yes.
about all these planets in Aries. So.
Yes, we've had, you know, even before Pisces season was over with, we already kind of had a little dose of Aries season with
Yeah.
the Aries stellium that we've had.
Yep, and Vesta is the home.
Yes.
And so with this moon in Aries conjunct Chiron, Jupiter, and Vesta, I really think it's going to be like this new idea of how we can make our homes better,
Yes.
right? And this idea that this is what my home looks like, and I'm comfortable with that. This is what your home looks like, and you're comfortable with that. And I think it kind of goes from there.
Yeah, and Vesta also speaks to devotion. So I think to, you know, piggyback on that, I think it's almost like devoting ourselves to this sacred home.
Yeah.
To actually saying our home is sacred and we want to cultivate that energy.
Yeah, and not see it as something to be ashamed of.
No.
Right? And with this Chiron, right, which can be the wound, I see it like a lot of times, you know, you and I live in the South, and it's got its certain issues and things
Yes.
like that, and people are always like, you know, how can you live there? And
How could you live anywhere, really?
exactly.
Yeah.
So, but it's that idea. I was like, man, I do like to live here, and it's for a plethora of reasons.
Yes.
You know, and like you said, you can. How did you put it with Vesta?
It's about devotion.
Yeah.
So it's like devoting to, you know,
Yeah,
a
and-
sacred place.
Right, and making it, and with that Jupiter, making it better, making it more lucky.
Yes.
Okay. But I mean,
Expanding upon
yeah,
something.
yeah, but
Yes.
expanding on, because if you can expand on the good things that you see, right, that's what helps make things change and make things better. You know,
Yes.
if you're like, no, I love it here because of these reasons. Now, it's not your job to go out and change people's minds, but it is this idea or feeling that this is why I love it, and you keep putting your attention towards that. With that Jupiter there, that can help grow. That can
Yes.
help grow that love that you feel for where you are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Thursday, friend.
Yep, that's a pretty big day.
Okay, yeah, Thursday. It's P Day.
Yes,
Yeah.
P-Day. We're about to experience something we've never experienced in our lifetime.
Yeah.
Actually, we've been experiencing that, you know,
Yes.
Pluto's moving through Capricorn, but Pluto is finally moving into Aquarius.
High five.
Yay!
Okay.
I feel like we've been talking about this for a long time, or I've been talking about it for a long time, just to everybody that'll listen.
Yeah.
It really is a big deal because Pluto has not been in Aquarius since the end of the 1700s. So over 200 years, not in our lifetimes,
Yeah.
obviously.
I didn't even look to see what was happening at the end of the 1700s. This beginning of the 1800s.
Basically just a whole bunch of revolutionary energy
Crusades?
coming in.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of rebellions,
Yeah.
but a lot of innovations. You know,
Right.
like we talked about, that was when the hot air balloon,
Yes.
smallpox vaccine was invented.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of advancements technologically happened during that time period. So it's definitely a period of, you know, freedom within the collective.
I agree. And, you know, Aquarius does represent the humanitarian. And so, you know, I was thinking about that this morning, and I really do think this is going to be a time where we do care about the earth. You
Yes.
know, like we do care about if trains derail, what's going to happen. We do care
Right.
about our water, you know, because it is about our homes. And I know that Aquarius represents air and the heart, but it is the humanitarian.
Yeah,
It is.
absolutely. And it's interesting because Pluto's journey is not straightforward.
Nope.
He's going to move in and out of Aquarius and Capricorn 3 times over the next year and a half.
Until he settles in.
Right. He's not going to settle into Aquarius for like a year and a half until the end, like November of 2024.
Which, I'm an Aquarius, your friends, and let me tell you, one thing, I have a twin brother too, but he always says, and he's been married for fucking years, but he's always like, Jamie, you're afraid of commitment. And I was like, I just feel like that's kind of an Aquarian energy. I don't think we're afraid of commitment. I just like, we like to do. So the fact that Pluto comes in and goes out, goes in, and then we're finally like, okay, fine, you can stay Pluto.
Yeah.
It's very Aquarian.
Oh, it is definitely very.
Yes.
Because once Pluto moved into Capricorn, it only took like one time.
Yeah,
So,
and that's very Capricorn. Capricorn's like, no, you're staying.
Yeah, we're doing this.
We're working on it.
Yeah. And it
But-
was a brief period of time. It was actually only brief. It was 15 years.
Yeah.
But now it's going to be like 20 years of Pluto in Aquarius, which is great.
Yeah.
Because, again, transforming the collective.
Transform a collective. So that's
And-
happening on Thursday. Just wanted to reiterate.
And I think what's interesting at that time that Pluto is moving into Aquarius, the moon is forming a square with Pluto,
Yep.
which is the same place we're going to see a month later during the second Aries new moon solar eclipse.
Yeah.
So we're getting a little preview of that energy.
Right. So you guys just kind of notice what's going on Thursday. Like really, just kind of notice how you're feeling, what's coming up intuitively,
Yes.
where you're feeling some pressure, where you're feeling like maybe you can't, where you feel like you can't start something, but you do want to start something, or something comes in like what would be the best way. Just make these notes because, like you said, it's going to revisit the same mark or the same
for,
energy.
3 more times, I think.
Yes, but also with the solar at the end, for the second
yes.
for the second new moon was what I was
Yes.
saying.
Yes.
So
Similar energy. So again, like a little bit of a preview.
right.
And if you're interested in Pluto's journey throughout this time,
Yes.
that is the video I was finishing when you were on your way over.
Okay.
Where I kind of look at what Pluto's going to do over the next month and a half.
Okay.
Through eclipse season. So if you're interested a little bit more in the Pluto story,
So-
I'll get that uploaded pretty soon.
So we would say eclipse season starts.
April 19th, that solar eclipse.
Yep. Yep. Here it comes. Okay. Is there anything else you want to say about Thursday?
I think that covers
Besides
Thursday.
Pluto energy?
Pluto's the big story.
Maybe we should get another cake
Yeah.
and do another story.
Pluto and Aquarius.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And because that.
Who can we upset this
Yes.
time?
Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Friday, the moon will be in Taurus.
Yes.
So the moon moves into Taurus on Thursday, and so Friday the moon will be in Taurus.
Yeah.
And it'll be conjunct Juno, Venus, and Uranus.
Yes. So all in Taurus, so grounded, stable energy. But again, Juno's partnerships, Venus is our value system, Uranus is enlightenment and change.
Right, and
So-
Uranus rules Aquarius.
Aquarius. Yes.
So do you guys see, like, this is all coming together.
Yeah, we've got some similar themes here, definitely. The web is, we're seeing how the
I
web
like
is all
that.
connected.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so with that, it's almost like we're changing the way we view how we partner. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't necessarily just mean with other people. That's just like, how do we partner with ourselves? Yeah.
Which is interesting, you say it that way, because on the 25th,
Yes.
the moon will move into Gemini, but also Mars.
Oh,
Mars finally gets out of Gemini and will move into Cancer.
Oh, thank you.
Thank God.
I know, I never thought I'd be excited to hear Mars
Mars
was
moving
entering
into-
Cancer.
Yeah.
but I
Because
am-
as we were saying before we started, like in the old days, they would say Mars would be in his detriment, which I don't think any planet's ever in their detriment anymore. Because I just feel like we're evolving.
it's just more the position you got to work harder for.
Sure, yeah, or something that's like maybe out of your comfort zone, but
Yeah.
you do it. You show up. You don't
Right.
cry about it.
Areas for growth.
Areas for growth. So as you guys know, Mars has been in Gemini for
Forever.
I know. I want to say 6
since
months.
August. 7 months.
7 months.
Yes.
Yeah.
So August had that retrograde cycle that kind of, because normally
God,
Mars
since
is only about 6 to 7 weeks
Yeah.
in a sign. So at this point, 7 months is
Forever.
He's long outstayed his welcome in Gemini.
Yeah, and so he has really reprogrammed the way we think about moving forward.
Yes.
Really.
And how we use our power and almost because it's Gemini, almost like how we split ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Are we splitting our, our attention and things like that?
Right. And so I feel like too, like harnessing, having all 3 of them come together.
Yes.
For that unity of conscious to come in. So Mars will enter Cancer. And so we were talking before You see this as Mars being able to be more vulnerable and
Yes.
being comfortable with that.
Right, like recognizing that emotional availability is strength.
Yeah.
That it's not a weakness.
Right.
And I think sometimes, again, like lower octave of Mars in Cancer, you know, is going to be like, I'm going to be emotionally unavailable and, you know, and then spew. But
Right.
we don't need to be in that lower octave anymore.
No, because Mars, I think, has learned from being all in Gemini, like there's multiple options with your
Yes.
emotions. It's just not hot or cold.
Nope.
So this is Gemini, him coming into Cancer with this new knowledge that he learned from Gemini. So, and how long will Mars be in Cancer?
I think he's only there for about like 6 or 7 weeks. So
Okay.
not very long. Like Mars and Leo, let's see, I've got Mars and
See other
Leo
notes?
written down.
Just
Yeah.
other notes, yeah.
Mars and Leo comes up pretty soon, actually.
Okay.
Mars and Leo, May 20th.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah.
Not bad at all. Okay.
Couple months.
Okay, good. So then Sunday, this big week, we're finally here on Sunday.
Yeah, that actually looks like a real good day.
Yeah. Well, let's do it.
Yeah.
The moon will be in Gemini.
Yes.
It'll be sextiling the sun in Aries, so that's a
Yes.
lot of fun.
Yeah, just shining a light on our authenticity.
Yeah.
And
And then Mercury will be conjunct Chiron in Aries.
yes, and Mercury's going on a journey right now.
Mm-hmm.
They are going to meet up with all these planets that are in Aries, and that's going to be a fun little journey for Mercury because that's kind of changing the narrative, changing our mindset, doing a little reset in that Aries energy.
Yes.
But I like that it starts with the Chiron.
I do too, and I like that it starts with Chiron because the day before we talked about Mars being in Cancer, and saying that Mars is okay, like he understands it's okay to be vulnerable. There's strength in that.
Yep.
Mars just left Gemini. Mercury rules Gemini.
Yes.
And Mercury is going to be conjunct Chiron,
Yes.
who could be a wound, in Aries. So it is, like, again, initiating, because Aries is ruled by Mars, right?
Yes.
So it's still initiating that same conversation that, yeah, you could feel like maybe this is a wound or insecurity or something, but you can talk about it.
Right.
It's not the end of the world.
Right. It's definitely, again, flipping that script, like changing the narrative
Yes.
on like emotional vulnerability being weakness.
Right.
It's not.
No.
That's actually strength.
Right.
So I think, again, we're working through that like maybe in the past, like we felt like, you know, we can't cry in public, we can't do this,
Yeah.
you know, like something like that. Now it's like, almost like feeling like proud about it.
Yeah.
Because we're like, no, this proves that we're human. This proves,
It proves
you
that
know?
we're human, but it also proves that we have, like, we're reaching new levels of
Yes.
like what is important to say. It's just not constantly crying wolf. It's not constantly
Yeah.
like lower level hysterics or anything like that,
Yeah.
because Pluto has moved into Aquarius, even though it's just in there, right? But that's bringing in that new energy of enlightenment, but also that Saturn that moved into Pisces. It's really grounding us on what to make a big deal about, right? And like, or to trust, like, should I trust this or not? Well, Saturn sitting in Pisces, you can be like, yes, I can trust this, or you know what, maybe I'll pass.
Yeah.
So with that strength and knowledge that Mars is bringing into Aries season, because he rules Aries, I do feel like this is opening up a whole new chapter for all of us.
Yeah.
Look at this train. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's very beautiful.
Yeah, that is.
We're
Wow.
admiring the train graffiti.
You're gonna wrap this up.
You gotta find
Okay.
it. But it's interesting that you mentioned Pluto, because what I think is interesting, after Pluto moved into Aquarius, and I was like talking about where he was going to be at throughout the week, I realized we're talking about Pluto in a completely different way now, because he's in a different sign.
Ah, yeah.
And he's interacting with different planets now in different ways. Like, you know,
In a
where he
different
might have been
energy.
squaring with such and such planet every time, you know, they got close to each other. Now he's trining with that
Yeah.
planet. So Pluto is on a different journey at that point. And it's like, in a way, that kind of puts us on a different journey.
100%.
Yes.
So you guys, it's important to kind of keep up with us. I know, like, sometimes we talk a lot and put a lot of things, and I use my hands. But you know, if you guys have questions, it's important to reach out, and we'll be more than happy to talk to you. If you guys ever want your chart read, you could reach out to either one of us or tarot reading. I did release the spring calendar for Seasons in Ritual, which is 3 months. It's a digital calendar. I'll put a link to that below. Thank you
Yeah.
for help leading us on this journey.
I'm really excited about this week.
Yeah, I am
Like I
too.
said, the biggest week so far of our lives.
So far. We'll be saying that now for the rest of our
I
lives.
know,
Yeah.
basically.
Okay, you guys. Well, thank you for joining us here at CR Coffee in its new location on Metairie Road, 603 Metairie Road. Come in. They open It's 6. What time do you guys open? 6 a.m. They're here at 6 a.m.
Yay.
The coffee's delicious. So congratulations to Kevin for opening up this new location. Thank you for having us here. And we'll be journaling and putting stuff together for this big
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, we
Yep.
just put our big kid panties on.
Gotta
For,
put-
yeah, it's definitely that kind of week.
Okay, everybody. We'll see you next time.